in 5 days from today, it will not be business as usual at the nation's capital. Congress has until Monday at midnight to come up with a temporary spending bill, or there will be a partial shutdown of the federal government. But the House and Senate are still at odds over the president's health care law. House Republicans presented a spending plan that takes money away from Obamacare. Today, Senate Democrats pushed a bill that puts that funding back in. House Republicans have said that they will not pass any spending bill from the Senate that has the health care language taken out. If a partial shutdown does happen, thousands of federal workers are expected to lose their jobs. Our state capitol correspondent Pat Bailey is live in our Albany bureau tonight. And Pat talked with two people very close to this situation. What did you learn, Pat?
Well, Liz, Senator Chuck Schumer says that he is hopeful a shutdown will be avoided. Meanwhile, a local federal employee told me today he's preparing to go possibly get this 1 month at least without a paycheck. That's because as of tonight, as you said, there is still no deal to avoid a shutdown and potentially mass layoffs or even furloughs.
The good news is members of Congress are in D.C. and talking about a potential government shutdown. The bad news, the talks so far haven't gone anywhere, and now federal workers and the people who rely on the services they provide are being put at risk.
Innocent people should not be held hostage when there's a political dispute, and both sides should come together and try to reach a compromise, but neither side should say, unless I get my way, I'm going to shut down the government, because millions of innocent people who've done nothing wrong, have nothing to do with this, will be hurt.
Hundreds of thousands of federal workers and their jobs hang in the balance. Take a look at just how far-reaching a government shutdown could be. This is a list of just 10 agencies where jobs and services are in limbo. Tim Oravec has worked at a HUD office in Albany for 27 years. He says he has seen many government shutdown threats, but this, to him, is the most serious.
The fear of it basically scares me more than anything else, is just the loss of income.
Oravec is a father of 11, grandfather to 3 more, and a cancer survivor. He says he needs his paycheck each week just to survive himself. But now he's bracing himself to go without.
Bracing is a good word. I would say a little concern, maybe on the verge of panic.
Now, as a cancer survivor, Mr. Oravec also talked about Obamacare, the issue that is causing this divide in Washington and threatening this government shutdown. Tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll hear more from Mr. Oravec about this very issue, Obamacare. He says it could potentially save thousands of lives, but he also says it's flawed. But he also says the government should not be balancing the budget on the back of federal workers like his and possibly taking away his job. Liz?
That government worker you talk with, I bet he's not the only one who's bracing for the worst right now. But do we have any idea, Pat, just how many people could be affected locally?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's not the only federal employee here in the Capital Region. In fact, there's about 6,400, as we've been telling you, Capital Region workers who work for the federal government. Now, the question is, are they considered non-essential staff? Because that's whose jobs potentially are on the chopping block here, and they won't know until Tuesday for sure the exact numbers that could potentially be cut if this government shutdowns come. So right now it's a lot of sitting around and waiting, and as you can imagine, these employees just don't know whether they'll show up to work on Tuesday or not.
All right, Pat, thanks very much. And it leads really to our next question. Who ultimately decides just what federal agencies shut down if the government runs out of money on October 1st? Our fact finders discovered it is President Obama who holds the best hand when it comes to just what employees stay on the job and which ones are furloughed. Precedents created during the Carter and Reagan administrations make it clear that the president decides which government workers are essential for protecting life and property. The last government shutdown, by the way, happened in 1996 under the Clinton administration. You'll likely have some tough questions of your own for our local senators and representatives on the budget battle, and we're making it easy for you. We've created a webpage on CBS6Albany.com with the contact information for our local lawmakers. You can find it under web links. And it brings us to tonight's CBS 6 Albany Talk 1300 web poll question. Are you concerned that the latest budget battle will send the U.S. economy back into a recession? Yes or no? You can answer by heading to our website, CBS6Albany.com. We'll have the live results coming up at 6:30 tonight.